Were you to venture out onto the banks of Loch Morar, Scotland, in the early hours of the morning, when the sky is still dark and the veil is thin, you might catch a glimpse of her. But hopefully, your morning will not be so eventful. She is said to come before a death and after a drowning, an ill omen. This mysterious creature supposedly makes its home in the dark depths of the loch. According to Alexander Carmichael, a collector of folklore in the early 20th century, she appears in a black heap or ball, slowly and deliberately rising in the water and moving along like a boat waterlogged. Like the other water deities, she is half human, half fish. Her nighttime cries and howling are said to awaken the sleepy neighboring town, frightening the residents and bringing much anxiety to the men and much sore weeping to the women, as recorded by Carmichael. But what is causing this creature such distress? According to Carmichael's writing, she is heard wailing in great distress, bemoaning and weeping the loss of the house of Morar laid desolate. Half human, half sea monster, this is the Morag of Loch Morar. On the western coast of Highland Scotland is nestled Loch Morar. This loch was formed when glaciers eroded over 10,000 years ago, leaving behind a 12-mile-long lake with a depth of over 1,000 feet. It is the deepest freshwater lake in the United Kingdom. The River Mobel feeds the cold, quiet loch, and the villages of Morar, Barconia, and Baraka line its shores. Similar to Loch Ness, Morar is home to several different species of fish, including brown trout, salmon, and eels. Today, visitors can enjoy fishing in the cold waters, walk through the open, quiet hills, or visit Trave Beach and its famous white sands. The village of Morar is quaint, with under 300 residents calling it home. The town and loch are much like the creatures said to reside there. Quiet and lesser known than the neighboring Loch Ness. But even so, those that have seen the Morag have had a significant experience. Modern sightings of the Morag began in the 1940s when a group of 9 see what they believed to be the Morag while out on a boat. According to witnesses, it was not so much a mermaid as a sea monster, 20 feet long and serpent-like. The sighting has similar characteristics to the Loch Ness Monster. This sighting and the following are from Scottish At Heart's article, Morag of Loch Morar, which you can visit in the description below for additional details. Sightings ramped up significantly in the 1960s. In 1968, a local man who worked at the hotel was out on the loch's waters. As he went about in his boat, he suddenly saw something moving through the loch. The witness described it as a black, smooth-skinned creature that was 18 inches in diameter and sticking around 6 feet out of the water. It did not splash or make any other significant disturbances. Instead, it seemed to be paddling. When it realized it was seen, it slowly sank. The next year, a man was fishing in Mobel River, which is extremely shallow, about 16 feet deep and quite clear. When he looked down into the water, he reported seeing a monster lizard looking back up at him. This encounter was described like many of the others, a 20-foot serpent-like creature with a dark body. Interestingly, this witness also reported that the creature had 4 legs and 3 toes on each leg. That same year, 2 fishermen were out on their boat, cruising the waters, when they reportedly saw a brown, snake-like creature measuring 30 feet long swimming towards their boat. The 2 collided, and the fishermen began beating the creature back with their oar. One fired a shot into the water. After this altercation, the monster sank below the surface. In 1971, a local resident was looking out his window when he saw a large monster in the waters of the loch. It fits a description in decades past of, again, a serpent-like beast. Most recently, in 2013, a couple staying at a local B&B looked out into the loch and saw 2 dark humps in the water. They saw the creature again during their stay, characterizing it as like a whale or a submarine. Other visitors also saw the creature and even managed to snap a photo. I've linked to the photo in the description below if you'd like to view it. Since then, other sightings of the Morag have been reported, all sharing similar attributes. What was, or is, the Morag? Perhaps the most confusing part of this legend is how different sightings from the 1800s are from modern sightings. As detailed by Carmichael, the Morag was like a mermaid, an omen of death that would wail in the lake and traumatize the townsfolk. But all recent sightings describe a serpent sea monster. One possibility is that the sightings in the 1800s rely more on elements of folklore than eyewitness sightings. It is also possible that those who reportedly witnessed the creature in the last few decades were already aware of the Loch Ness Monster, which is said to be a serpent or a plesiosaur-like animal. This could have influenced their reports. As with the Loch Ness Monster, there is a possibility that the Morag is simply a misidentification of a known animal, like on a large eel or otter, or maybe even a log in the water moving against the current. It could also be a local legend used in modern times to drive tourism. As with the Loch Ness Monster, we do not have hard evidence supporting or denying the existence of the Morag. Until that day comes, we will have to be content with the reported sightings and occasional photographs that help keep this legend alive. Thank you for listening to tonight's story. Tune back in next week as we dive into the world of cryptids, extraterrestrials, and the great unknown. Good night.